cultivation at Virginia Tech. He started getting reports from Virginia wine growers in early August about high numbers of spotted lanternflies.
We had wetter, more humid conditions earlier in the season, which then resulted in the populations, that we're seeing now in vineyards.
He says the most effective management strategy currently is to apply pesticides on the edges of vineyards where lanternflies often congregate. Most vineyards try to avoid using many pesticides. There's also research showing some bats will eat the insect. So Larrabee plans to install bat boxes on the edge of her vineyard. Until then,
2 down, 2 million to go.
Wolfgap's wine lovers will be taking them out one sip and smash at a time. For NPR News, I'm Randy B. Hakey in Edinburgh, Virginia.
I'm Marco Werman. The World's Newsroom brings you the big picture stories and some other stuff.
It may surprise you to learn, but in Italy, many mafiosi are religious.
You don't expect to find a swimming pool in the middle of the desert.
The rule number one when planning a golf course in China is to not call it a golf course.
Join us and hear the world.
That's The World, starting at 3 on Radio IQ every weekday.
Young Americans are taking their own lives at a much higher rate than a decade ago, up 20% for people 18 to 27.
To be able to transition from my purpose being school to what is my purpose now as a more independent individual is so complicated and becoming more complicated.
Why is it happening? That's on the next On Point.
Tune in weekdays at 7 for On Point.
Funding for Here and Now comes from the listeners of WBUR Boston, where the program is produced, and MathWorks, creator of MATLAB and Simulink software for technical computing and model-based design. MathWorks, accelerating the pace of discovery in engineering and science. Learn more at mathworks.com. And the Music Emporium, guitar sellers for more than 55 years, celebrating the enduring presence of music made on the front porch and center stage. You can learn more at themusicemporium.com.
It's here and now. Hurricane Melissa has made landfall as the strongest storm to batter Jamaica since record-keeping began more than 170 years ago. Forecasters say torrential rain and storm surge from the Category 5 storm could be catastrophic for the mountainous island country in the Caribbean. Our next guest recently flew into the eye of that storm. Matthew Capucci, senior meteorologist for My Radar. Matthew, I know this is a busy time for you, so thanks for speaking with us.
My pleasure.
And before we talk about this flight into the storm, I want to talk about the landfall because this hurricane poses a profound threat to Jamaica. What are you seeing?
I think profound is a perfect way to describe it. It's very rare that I see a hurricane of this intensity. In fact, I don't think we've had something to this magnitude in the modern era in the Western Hemisphere hitting such a populated area. This really is something that just has not occurred before. To that end, winds right now around 150 to 170 mile per hour in terms of gusts, wreaking havoc across western Jamaica. And keep in mind, the strongest winds are in something called the eye wall, that innermost ring of extreme winds surrounding the eye. It's about 40 miles from one side of the eye wall to the other. And imagine that 40-mile wide swath basically seeing high-end tornado damage as it moves across western Jamaica, in addition to high-end structural damage, which will damage or destroy most homes that aren't impeccably constructed. We'll see significant tree damage. Almost every tree will be either snapped, uprooted, defoliated, so the landscape will take about 10-plus years to recover.
Wow. I see there's a tremendous amount of rain involved with the storm as well.
Yeah, so the inland areas, especially east of the center, which occupies the remaining two-thirds of Jamaica, has seen upwards of, in some cases, 30 to almost 35 inches worth of rain, causing serious flash flooding, mudslides, landslides, and wiping out a number of roadways. So even far inland, some routes may be inaccessible, and I wouldn't be surprised if a number of communities are entirely cut off from the outside world for weeks.
Wow. Matthew, we knew this storm would be historically powerful, and you flew right into it on Sunday night with a hurricane hunter. What was that like?
The words I'd use to describe it would be, honestly, sinisterly beautiful in the most horrifying way you can imagine. The eye wall was, of course, dark, bumpy, very turbulent, but as soon as we entered the eye on Sunday night, I could look up and see stars twinkling above me. There was no light pollution. It was stunning. The sky was clear overhead, and yet all around me, I could see the hulking 50,000-foot thunderstorms in the eye wall whipping around. It was like being in the middle of an atmospheric sync train. And there was something inherently peaceful about being in this oasis of calm, like almost a timeless moment. It lasted maybe 90 seconds, but it felt like an eternity. And yet, all around me, I knew utter destruction would be wrought.
Well, exactly. So what was going through your mind, not just as a scientist who I'm sure you could appreciate, what you were seeing with your eyes, but as a human being who knew what was bound to be happening today in Jamaica?
I thought to myself, this is the most perfect thing in the most horrible way possible. To get a storm of this magnitude, you need absolutely perfect meteorological conditions. You need incredibly warm waters, 89 degrees Fahrenheit. You need a dearth of winds in the upper atmosphere, weak winds so as to not knock the hurricane off kilter. You need spreading of the air aloft to evacuate the exhaust, the outflow. And you also need incredible moisture at all levels of the atmosphere. We had all those ingredients overlapping to make a high-end storm. And to that end, a high-end storm like this, impacting a country whose GDP is something like 8-9% per capita of that of the United States, I know this is going to be a very long-duration disaster in the making and really a humanitarian crisis.
What's the goal of flying an airplane into a storm like that?
So satellites, those weather satellites you see on our TV weather reports all the time, are about 22,000 miles above the ground. They can peer down and see the cloud tops, but they can't really see what's going on under the hood. And so to that end, both the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration and the Air Force fly aircraft into the middle of these storms to take measurements. What's the air pressure? What's the temperature? What are all the attributes of the storm? And that data both goes back to the National Hurricane Center and is pumped into computer models to better simulate what the hurricane will do next. It's incredibly vital data, and the folks at NOAA and the Air Force are heroes for doing so.
Well, to that point, we know the storm is raking over Jamaica now. It will eventually move on to Cuba. What will you be watching for going forward as you watch the path of this storm?
Yeah, so I'm taking a look at the satellite imagery right now, and I can see the eye is actually shrinking, which is both good and bad news. It's partly good because it shows the storm is losing a little bit of steam, emphasis on little bit, as it passes over land. The bad news, as the eye tightens a little bit, the winds kind of intensify just a little bit too. It's like a skater spinning and then pulling in their arms. They spin a little faster, so I'm worried about that. It will be a Category 3 as it passes over Cuba, and then likely a Cat 2 as it passes over Turks and Caicos in the Bahamas. So the event is not over yet.
All right, Matthew Capucci is senior meteorologist with My Radar. Again, Hurricane Melissa has made landfall in Jamaica as a Category 5 storm, the strongest storm to hit the island since record-keeping began. Our thoughts are with the people who are in its path. Matthew, thanks for coming on. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Here and Now is a production of NPR and WBUR. I'm Peter O'Dowd in Phoenix.
And I'm Scott Tong in Washington, D.C. You're listening to Here and Now.
All who so desire to stand for a moment of silence or personal prayer and to remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance. Thank you, and amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Good afternoon, and welcome to our meeting for October 28th. 2025. Regular meetings are held on the second and fourth Tuesday at 2 p.m. Public hearings are held at 6 p.m. on the fourth Tuesday of each month. Deviations from the schedule will be announced. The meetings are broadcast live on RVTV Channel 3 and will be rebroadcast on Friday at 7 p.m. and on Sunday from 10 a.m. until 5 p.m. Board of Supervisor meetings can also be viewed online through Roanoke County's website at www.roanokecountyva.gov. Individuals who require assistance or special arrangements to participate in or attend Board of Supervisors meetings should contact the clerk to the board at 540-772-2005 at least 48 hours in advance. Please turn all cell phones off or place them on silent. I move to item A, opening ceremonies. Number 1, roll call. Clerk, will you please call the roll?
Mrs. Hooker?
Here.
Mr. North?
Here.
Mr. Mahoney?
Here.
Mrs. Shepherd?
Here.
Mr. Radford?
Here. We move to item B, request to postpone, add to, or change the order of agenda items. Fellow board members, do you have any changes?
No, Mr. Chairman.
Okay. Mr. Kaywood.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, I have one request. I would propose that the board remove new business item D1, which is a resolution concerning support for funding and repairs and strategic implementation of the Blue Ridge Parkway Foundation strategic plan, quote-unquote Blue Ridge Rising, along the Blue Ridge Parkway in North Carolina and Virginia. The board's had couple questions about that item, and Mr. Blunt and I are going to do some additional research, and we may recommend this item be rescheduled at the appropriate point in the future.
Okay, thank you. Fellow board members, are there any objections to the proposal to remove that agenda item?
No objection.
Okay, seeing none, its agenda is so amended. Mr. Lubeck.
No, sir, I have no changes.
Okay, thank you. We move to item C, proclamations, resolutions, recognitions, and awards. Item 1, recognition of information technology staff for protecting the County of Roanoke from a cybersecurity threat. Uma Marcus, Information Technology Director. Welcome.
Bring everybody up. And Mr. Chairman, I'll briefly introduce this item and then turn over the stage to Uma. But I ask Uma and staff to come today. We recently had a significant cybersecurity concern that affected businesses and companies and governments all over the country. And I really think that our staff, fairly small staff actually in IT, or group did yeoman's work responding to this and addressing it and keeping our network secure. And being not an IT expert, I asked Uma to explain this in 5 minutes or less so you all could understand the significance of what they had to do and just how a small team came together really quickly to do some great work.
Thank you. Mr. Chairman and members of the board, during the first week of October, we received an urgent security advisory from the federal government's Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency, CISA, confirming that specific networking equipment were being actively exploited globally. If compromised, the attackers could connect to our network and cause a denial of service attack that could lead to internet service outage, severely impacting county operations. Upon receiving this alert, multiple teams within IT came together to first assess our situation, detect any break-ins, prevent future break-ins, and protect our network. Working with our vendor partner, the team first concluded that we were not compromised. Then they quickly set out to shut down any attempts. After informing the county of potential outage to our networks for a short time, the team installed a critical patch to our network and mitigated multiple potential vulnerabilities within hours. We received external validation for our work when one of the other vendors with whom we work informed us that they observed several failed attempts to exploit our network using the specific vulnerabilities. I'm very proud of the entire team from IT consisting of cybersecurity experts, networking experts, and help desk support experts who are assembled here today, who worked on what we deem to be a zero-day threat and they ensured the safety of the county. I want to thank the administration and the board for your continued support to our cybersecurity program. Thank you.
You want to introduce the folks who have voted a little briefly?
Absolutely. Tim and John from our network team, Quentin from our help desk support team, Joseph from our cybersecurity team today, and Jennifer, our infrastructure manager. So it was a team effort, and they all came together seamlessly to get this done.
So a third-party vendor could see us getting attacked? Is that the way I think that's the way you explained it?
We work with our vendors, so they are our vendors already.
Right.
Yeah, so they looked at our network from the outside to be able to say, yes, we observed that people were trying to get in, but they were not able to. So these are our vendors. They are not third party.
That's outstanding.
It is.
That's just tremendous work. Excellent job on that. Any comments? Yeah, go ahead.
I would just like to say thank you for keeping us safe. It really does kind of take our breath, I think, when we think about some of the vulnerabilities and things that could happen, but we have smart people working for us, so we really thank you. And then just on the everyday level, I feel like I know some of you personally, just from my normal everyday interactions and needing IT help. So thank you for being so approachable and smart enough to really do the serious stuff too, so thank you.
Good job. I just want to know one thing. It's no one sitting up here that opened a link that they shouldn't have and set this off. It says, we'll hold trial right here now, including if it's me. Anyway, we appreciate your efforts. You know, I did this before in the corporate world. You got to be careful what you're opening up. So, and we enjoy taking your little quiz every year, when we have to go through the exercise. So it helps us stay fresh too. But if we're ever guilty, call us up and let us know, will you?
Yeah.
We will.
It
Thanks.
could happen.
Any comments?
All I have to say is I'm a little bit jelly. I wish I had the knowledge you all have to be able to do all the IT stuff you do and track it, because without y'all, I would be lost a lot of the time.
Yes.
So thank you.
Thank you.
And Chairman Radford, Mr. North brought up a great point. We're always trying to balance the, sometimes there is an impact to the user, right? We ask folks to take some training, and their passwords have to change fairly regularly, and we have any number of security protocols. I think Uma and her team do a great job of keeping those as in the background as possible, but you understand why when you read about other folks who weren't as fortunate, and it's for all these reasons that we do all those things, and it's a everyday battle to keep folks away from the data that we are stewards of, and to keep everything working. So I just want to again thank them for their efforts, and appreciate y'all letting us tell the story today.
And I'm sure Roanoke County citizens they're hearing this for the first time, and they definitely are grateful. I'm sure they're grateful, that our government did not get attacked from the internet or through software. So thank you again for sharing that, Richard and Uma, your team too.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Can you do a picture?
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, come on forward. Let's do a picture.
Are we standing up?
Let's just stand up behind them. That'll be all right.
Should we have everybody in here?
Okay, on the count of three. 1, 2, 3. Okay, thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Good job. Good job. Mr. Cybersecurity. Wow.
How you doing? Haven't seen you in a while.
Yeah. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Your hands.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Let's do it.
Thank you. Yeah, yours. Thank you.
You know, there is a solution. We could all just go back to paper and pencil.
No, thank you. No, thank you.
Yeah.
That means manual typewriters.
That's
That's
right.
right.
Okay, we now move to item D, appointments. Do any board members have an appointment that has not been given to the clerk and included in the board report for agenda item D? Is there a motion to approve the list?
Mr. Chairman, I would move that we approve the list of appointments that are shown under item D in our agenda.
Okay, do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you. Any further discussion? Clerk, please call the roll.
Mrs. Hooker?
Yes.
Mr. North?
Yes.
Mr. Mahoney?
Yes.
Mrs. Shepherd?
Yes.
Mr. Radford?
Yes. We move to item E, consent agenda. All matters listed under the consent agenda are considered by the board to be routine and will be enacted by one resolution in the form or forms listed below. If discussion is desired, that item will be removed from the consent agenda and will be considered separately. Does any board member wish to remove any item from the consent agenda for discussion?
No, sir.
Okay. Do I have a motion to adopt all the matters in the consent agenda?
Motion to approve.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
Second.
Any further discussion? Clerk, please call the roll.
Mrs. Hooker?
Yes.
Mr. North?
Yes.
Mr. Mahoney?
Yes.
Mrs. Shepherd?
Yes.
Mr. Radford?
Yes. We move to item F, citizens' comments and communications. Do we have any citizens,
No, sir.
Madam Clerk? Okay. Then we will move to item G. Is there a motion to receive and file the reports that have been included with the agenda under item G?
Mr. Chairman, I would move that we receive and file all of the reports that are listed under item G.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay. Any discussion? Seeing none, clerk, please call the roll.
Mrs. Hooker?
Yes.
Mr. North?
Yes.
Mr. Mahoney?
Yes.
Mrs. Shepherd?
Yes.
Mr. Radford?
Yes. This is a world record. We're moving right into the work session now. Item H, work session. Number one, work session to review with the Board of Supervisors the status of the county's ongoing capital improvement program, CIP, projects as of June 30th, 2025. Lori Gearhart and Steve Elliott will lead that work session. She's with the Director of Finance and Management Services. Steve Elliott is our budget administrator. Momentarily, the board will recess to the fourth floor for the work session and a closed session. However, before doing so, I would like to move that the board go into closed session following the work session. So item I, closed session, I move to go into the closed session pursuant to code section 2.2-3711A5 of the Code of Virginia for discussion concerning a prospective business or industry or the expansion of an existing business or industry where no previous announcement has been made of the businesses or industries interested in locating or expanding its facilities in the community. Specifically, the board will discuss potential business location or expansion in the 5 magisterial districts. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you. Clerk, please call the roll.
Mrs. Hooker?
Yes.
Mr. North?
Yes.
Mr. Mahoney?
Yes.
Mrs. Shepherd?
Yes.
Mr. Radford?
Yes. The board will now recess to the fourth floor for the work session and closed session.
Wow.
ourselves with, different homes, same context. When you think about what was happening in the Truman administration as far as kind of transparency, talking to the public, talking to Congress about what it was doing, how do you compare, contrast it with today's Trump administration?
It's a world of difference. And I will add that as this happens, there's a lot of people who get upset. There's a lot of criticism and questions. But from the start, President Truman is very clear about why this has to be done, and there's explanation